Welcome to Reuters Events Pharma USA 2025. With me I have Giles Platford, who is the leader in global plasma-derived therapies. Giles, welcome. Let's just start by unpacking a little bit about what plasma-derived therapies are and what opportunities they offer.
Well, plasma, to start with the basics, is the yellow straw-colored liquid that comprises about 50% of blood, and it contains proteins that serve vital functions like clotting of blood and fighting disease. And the patients that depend on plasma-derived therapies oftentimes are deficient in those proteins, and thereby, in essence, what we do is we take the plasma, we fractionate off those proteins, convert them into medicines, and when they benefit from those medicines, patients can live relatively normal, healthy lives. But one thing I should point out is that process is extremely complex, costly, capital intensive, and human capital intensive. We have, for example, close to 300 plasma donation centers across the US and Europe. We have millions of donors walking through our doors every year. We collect more than 15 million liters of plasma on an annual basis. And we have 8 manufacturing sites across US, Europe, and Asia that ultimately fractionate, purify, finish, fill those medicines, and that can take 9 to 12 months. The other thing I would point out is that we're permanently constrained because there are never enough donors to support the growing needs of patients around the world for these therapies as diagnosis improves, standard of care improves, and so anything that we can do to improve the efficiency of the process, to be able to attract and retain more donors, is going to help us get more product to more patients faster.
Fantastic. Now, it is a complex area. The research is very involved, but you've found a simple way to talk about innovation when it comes to plasma-derived therapies. Just talk us through that system that you have of talking about innovation.
Well, I call it casually our secret sauce, and there's 3 ingredients, if you like. Easy to remember, they all begin with P. The first of them is people. And, obviously it starts with attracting and retaining the right talent, the right leadership, the right subject matter expertise. Obviously it's important to have diversity on our teams, but the real magic, I would say, is when you shape a culture where you can truly leverage that talent, that subject matter expertise, and that diversity. And so creating a speak up culture, ensuring that people are comfortable with the discomfort that sometimes comes with constructive tension, the willingness and comfort to challenge and be challenged, to share ideas without fear of judgment. All of these things are really important, and we've all been in discussions where we've seen the direction of travel trending in one direction towards one decision, and then somebody comes with an idea or a thought or a challenge, maybe from the area you least expect in the team, and all of a sudden you're pivoting in another direction. And that's where I think you get really rich innovation. The second part is process, right? We've all seen teams run through a swift process of ideation and iteration, and then they get to the point where it goes into governance and it disappears into an abyss. And of course, everybody wants to weigh in. And it's important to have functions like data privacy and tech ethics and compliance weigh in. We've got to deliver quality and compliance, but at the same time, you've got to balance that with speed and agility. So that's really important. And the third ingredient, I would say, is problem solving. Too often, we start with the technology, we get excited about that, and then we try to figure out what problems it's going to solve. We like to start with the problem and then partner with the tech experts that know the technology to see what solution is best going to solve that.
Fantastic. That's really, really interesting. Thank you for talking us through that. Giles Platford at Takeda, thank you very much.
Thank you.